to hear you. Because I'll snap.
And then, okay, so my health is directly related to this disrespect.
You can't both talk at the same time. People can't watch it on TV.
Believe me. And it's time that we give you the level playing field you deserve. Thank you. Thank you, folks. Thank you. Thank you, folks. Thank you, folks.
There were some people in one of the buildings who you felt were ganging up on you.
And what are you saying that they're harassing you doing?
What are they doing?
I've seen it too.
They're talking about killing my dog.
Well, you seem to be pretty convinced that everybody's picking on you.
He threatened to put a hammer in my head. That has nothing to do with me.
Oh. Are you doing laundry?
It's too late.
So am I in the way? I guess I know what this conversation is about. You?
Have to worry about him bashing my head in? Can he just say no, he's not really going to bash my head in?
Not even though. I just said don't speak to me. Now you're telling me to answer her?
I mean,
That's retarded.
just say yes or no to her.
I'm not gonna say no. I don't want her speaking to me.
I understand
But
that.
see,
But
because she wants me to answer that, I'm supposed to answer that?
I'm not saying you have to.
I don't want.
I'm not saying you have to.
Who's ever
And I've
said
recorded them.
anything about hurting you?
That's why I said that's why. It's on YouTube. It's on YouTube.
Because I'll snap.
That's the year's deadliest fire that has claimed the lives of at least 9 people so far. 19 others remain missing. More than 4,000 structures have also been destroyed by California wildfires, which have been burning an area of land larger than the state of Connecticut.
Seemingly unfazed by the promise of a Christmas gift.
Think about how stupid that is, that the only thing their mind immediately goes to a bomb or guns, when all you need is a matchbook. Am I seriously the only one that's ever wondered if the wildfires are some sort of terroristic act? I mean, I understand, of course it's climate change, but it's also a tinderbox. You don't want to just say it and put ideas in people's heads, but you also want to have the conversation to make people alert and pay attention to the gender-revealing parties.
We'll see what happens.
But U.S. officials are on alert.
We have very high levels of readiness, and the motto for the U.S. force in Korea's fight tonight.
I think it's a little, ridiculous because we've been getting like bomb threats and things like that, for forever, and nobody's really serious about it.
Well, let's see. Maybe it's a nice present. Maybe it's a present where he sends me a beautiful vase as opposed to a missile test, right?
She only want to give it to Allie because I'm black. She don't want to give it to black people.
Did you really just say that? Did you just say I don't want to give it to you because you're black? I don't want to give it to you because you're black. You were speaking to me.
And so whatever you want to roll with, roll with.
Happening.
Yeah, and Tim, for a lot of black people, the idea of the police is, quite frankly, intimidating, frightening. The idea of calling the cops on someone is sort of an almost threatening, right?
Right. What am I being charged?
We're gonna don't go far.
What am I being charged? No, what am I being charged? Right. And Miss Snow White, you can come here and make personal attacks. Is she the only one who can do that?
Don't say anything.
What am I being charged?
But for white Americans who are comfortable with the police, it seems like a problem. It seems like a solution to this person who shouldn't be here.
Right. That's the year's deadliest fire that has claimed the lives of at least 9 people so far. 19 others remain missing.
I like how you look at me like I'm comfortable with police.
Hey, take your mask off.
One male in custody.
Jesus Christ, I pray. Amen. Tell me better to me. Look. Yes, sir.
It would be frightening for this country to be taken over by people who refuse to reason and don't know that that's what they're doing. They don't know they're refusing to reason. They think that there's certain issues upon which there can be no reasoning. And you literally can't talk to them. They cannot be reasoned with. And put them in positions of power, and next thing you know, the country does start to disappear. That is a very frightening prospect.
Well, you seem to be pretty convinced that everybody's picking on you.
I did my job too, what my job was supposed to be done.
Now my white friends are finally seeing it for themselves on video.
The problem is not being addressed because the
Police are searching for the man they say tried to rape a woman in Brooklyn. This happened just before midnight on Friday. Investigators say the man you see here in this surveillance video approached a 38-year-old woman from behind near Crystal Street and Pitkin Avenue in East New York. He robbed her at gunpoint, according to police, and then told her to get on the ground, pulling down her pants before running away. If you have any information, you can contact Crime Stoppers at 1-877-CARS-FOR-KIDS.
Because he called the authorities, he got his story in first. That's how you play these things, to try to get in as least trouble, the smallest amount of trouble possible. He knew how to play this.
Look at that, it's Daffy Duck.
It would be frightening for this country to be taken over by people who refuse to reason and don't know that that's what they're doing. They don't know they're refusing to reason.
Never in my life did I think I would like to see a dictator, but if there's going to be one, I want it to be Trump.
I don't think it's about persuasion. I think it's about mobilization.
How hard does anyone think it would be to find people who are ready for, I hate the word radicalization, but for lack of a better word, I mean, come on.
And 4,000 structures have also been destroyed by California wildfires, which have been burning an area of land larger than the state of Connecticut.
As far as I'm concerned, they could burn this bitch to the ground.
Police have notes that she allegedly wrote about plans to take over luxury apartments that people have left and then defend them by throwing bricks from the rooftops. They report the irony of finding her at her own family's second home in Connecticut, which have been burning an area of land larger than the state of Connecticut.
And it still wouldn't be enough.
5 of the top 10 biggest blazes in state history are still burning.
And they are lucky that what black people are looking for is equality and not revenge.
And we're hearing plenty of stories about everyday racism from the perspective of the black experience.
When a special ed class, you telling me that you was special ed when you was in high school? Motherfucker. And I know when you went to school, because you weaponized your little special ed case. I know when you fucking went to school. I ain't never told nobody about your steak ass. But I know who you are. Boorish ass bitch. You couldn't even go to school, but put your ass out.
They don't know they're refusing to reason. They think that there's certain issues upon which there can be no reasoning.
When you accuse my son of stealing your raggedy ass bike parts when you drive a car.
And you literally can't talk to them.
No, you can't. From this day on, don't say another motherfucking word to me. Don't say nothing. Don't speak to my son. Don't say nothing to none of my kids. I'm warning you. Videotape that. That's a warning. That's a warning. That's a warning. You better stay out of my way. You're gonna get it. I'm gonna beat your ass. I'm telling you.
They cannot be reasoned with.
Go inside. Nobody want to talk to you.
Well, you're threatening me in front of your kids. Pam, I'm trying to get you to grow a conscience.
No, fuck you.
Right?
Fuck
Okay.
you, bitch.
And
I ain't got no conscience.
Why?
I want to beat your ass. That's what.
They cannot be reasoned with.
So I asked Pam McNair to come, whatever you're doing on that. So,
and put them in positions of power.
Trying to make this harder for her. Your wife and your kids will end up living in a fucking housing project.
Dirty po white bitch.
We understand each other.
you can't both talk at the same time. People can't watch it on TV.
And next thing you know, the country does start to disappear. That is a very frightening prospect.
So I asked Pam McNair to come.
That is a very frightening prospect.
Oh, damn, I've never seen you so quiet.
Me either.
Ganging up on you.
So you're going to be taking care of all that, and I'm sure you'll be giving a report back to the community.
You wrote it and I saw it.
As to exactly what was going to take place out here in the parking lot.
I want to beat your ass. That's what.
And put them in positions of power, and next thing you know, the country does start to disappear. That is a very frightening prospect.
You don't want me to sue you for your little Honda and your little condo.
Don't mess with me. Okay? Ugly.
Wow. You don't want me to sue you for your little Honda and your little condo.
Don't mess with me.
You mean you and your $10 million money?
Uh-huh, that.
Yeah, that's what you're gonna do with it?
Means I have a top 8 lawyer that will chew you apart. Okay? Ugly.
Wow.
Okay, Wiggy.
That was so rude.
That way they can come and they can have free hot dogs and hamburgers, and we'll feed the children.
So I asked Pam McNair to come.
And put them in positions of power, and next thing you know...
Chief can get him here tomorrow, can't you, Chief?
I hope you understand. I hope you understand. I hope you understand.
But I see a civil war right around the corner.
That's the year's deadliest fire that has claimed the lives of at least 9 people so far. 19 others remain missing. More than 4,000 structures have also been destroyed by California wildfires, which have been burning an area of land larger than the state of Connecticut.
Pull my head off. The one sitting on the stairs hit my door so hard it was like practically coming off. I had to hold it back.
I'm gonna tear a fucking head off the brain. Okay?
That's the year's deadliest fire that has claimed the lives of at least 9 people so far. 19 others remain missing. More than 4,000 structures have also been destroyed by California wildfires, which have been burning an area of land larger than the state of Connecticut.
Because you don't snitch, but you call the police on innocent people you steal from.
First and foremost,
He broke
my mom
into the
don't live
electrical
by that
closet,
code. My
tried
mom
to
don't
turn
live
on
by
his own
that code.
electricity,
You heard? The fuck
blows
you
up
talking
my
about, man?
computer. 15 years I live with this.
Tell you when it comes to your stuff, you don't even fucking take care of yourself. Please.
I will kill her.
I'm listening to you, and I want you to listen to me for 1 minute.
I know, but the end of that was he said he would kill me.
You can just talk to the person. The discomfort is so intense that rather than be like, hey, what's up? Like, to whoever you want to have a conversation with, you're going to call 911, an emergency line.
I will whip your...
And what are you saying that they're harassing you doing?
What are they doing?
Because I'll snap.
Recording everything. I got my neighbors as proof. Let's see.
Even the cop that came to the door said, she needs to be put away. She needs to be Yeah, she goes, is she like...
We're in Peekskill, Westchester County. Lou Young, CBS 2 News.
The 15 alleged high-level suppliers picked up today face potential sentences of life in prison if convicted at trial.
Recording everything.
Picked up in Yorktown, Cortland, and Peekskill for allegedly feeding a network of heroin users in quiet towns like Bedford, Mount Kisco, Croton-on-Hudson, Ossining, and Buchanan.
I don't give a fuck. You can't call the cops for shit. You a crazy bitch.
2014, I want to say June or April, I can't remember, April maybe, but I gave them the license plate. These people were delivering to them every day. I didn't know these people personally, and normally I would mind my business, but these people were, like, knives. Glynis pulled a bread knife up out of her bathrobe. It was hell.
Head on extra strength. Headache relief applied directly to the forehead. When you're in pain, time counts. Safe and effective headache relief. Anytime, anywhere. Available at Walgreens.
To add evidence to the theory that soda and other sugar-sweetened drinks aren't just linked with obesity, but can actually cause it.
Look at that. It's Daffy Duck.
Yeah, and Tim, for a lot of black people, the idea of the police is, quite frankly, intimidating, frightening. The idea of calling the cops on someone is sort of almost threatening, right?
Right.
But for white Americans who are comfortable with the police, it seems like a problem. It seems like a solution to this person who shouldn't be here.
What was that?
What you can do? I can do anything I want. Because her dog tried to bite me, so now I'm gonna let her know you got to get rid of that mutt. Okay? That's what I want to let her know. Your dog got to go. And if your dog don't go, you go.
All right, I record it, and you can call us just as easily as they did, right? If you're getting harassed. And what are you saying that they're harassing you doing? What are they doing? They're reporting you to the car people?
Okay. What is it, Dolores?
That ain't my name, bitch. Because you know, I told you I don't play games. I don't mess with you. But let me tell you.
Robert. Hey, what's up?
She didn't want to give it to Alex because I'm black. She didn't want to give it to black people.
Did you really just say that? Did you just say I don't want to give it to you because you're black? I don't want to give it to you because you're black. You were speaking to me.
So whatever you want to roll with, roll with.
Now my white friends are finally seeing it for themselves.
The reason why I call police, yeah, I said she might call police. Yes, I call police.
Because he called the authorities, he got his story in first. That's how you play these things, to try to get in as least trouble, the smallest amount of trouble possible.
No.
I
didn't want to talk to her.
The day you was going off over there about the laundry, remember when I walked by and she said, did you tell him that you put the knife there? I said, let me go. Let me go.
And I've recorded them.
About hurting you.
Because I'll snap.
Why haven't you contacted the police?
Yeah, and I do have to ask before we go to break, but Tim, because how much of this is also about gentrification?
The name of program? The swimming pool? What program?
There is basketball there. There is yoga there. There are
There's
exercise
yoga?
classes. There's volleyball being
There's
offered.
yoga?
There's
Okay,
all of
I'm
these.
sure
There's a list
I'm sure
of
that's a
programs that
popular
are
program
offered.
in Bowman. I don't give a fuck. You can't call the cops for shit. You're a crazy bitch. Get the fuck away from my door. Simple as that. There ain't shit to talk about. Get the fuck away from my door. You're a crazy bitch.
How you always
From
act.
this day on, don't
How
say
you
another
always act.
motherfucking word to me.
You can just talk to the person.
You can just talk to the person.
Right, just like 15 years ago when you stole my bike brake. And they called the police on me. When I politely asked his mom, you know, the kids were here. I almost broke my neck riding down the hill.
My mom can do whatever the fuck she want to do.
Yeah,
She
I
can
know.
do whatever she want to do.
And she
What's the
calls
problem?
because you don't snitch, but you call the police on innocent people you steal from.
Then you'll call the police, right?
If you wear that, I have been advised to call the police if you do not comply with my rules.
That was so rude.
Okay, so long story short, the condo board started creating these fines where I wasn't allowed to park on the property or get towed, and then they created a $26,000 fine based on some recordings I'd made of my neighbors buying and selling heroin, being threatened, actually recorded them saying it would be worth doing 90 days to beat her up. And I gave all this stuff to you guys down there. I don't want to rehash all of that.
You can just talk to the person.
Check out Facebook, you know what I'm saying? First floor minus. You know what I'm saying? You know, yeah, man, what's up? You know what I'm saying? If don't shoot, we got first floor modeling, first floor photography. You know, we got FMM, fast money movement, you know what I'm saying? That's what we do. Just came home from the feds, green state, green feds, man, I'm back at it, get the fuck out of here, man. I ain't going back, man, that's all they do, I ain't going back.
You don't want me to sue you for your little Honda and your little condo. Don't mess with me.
You mean you and your $10 million money?
That.
Yeah, that's what you're gonna do with it?
That.
That way they can come and they can have free hot dogs and hamburgers, and we'll feed the children.
I have a top 8 lawyer that will chew you apart. Okay? Ugly.
I was so rude.
No, it's horrible. The thing with the black on black crime narrative is like, obviously I hope most of us know that shit doesn't exist.
The 1-year-old child's name was just released by the medical examiner's office. He was Sincere Gaston. Police this morning still searching for his killer.
I'm from Chicago.
But cleaning up the streets on the south and west sides. While folks are in Lincoln Park, running and jogging, walking their dogs.
The thing with the black on black crime narrative is like, obviously I hope most of us know that shit doesn't exist.
Police confirming with us that 1-year-old was sitting in a stroller last night when he was shot in the stomach.
You can just talk to the person. The discomfort is so intense that rather be like, hey, what's up? Like, to whoever you want to have the conversation with, you're going to call 911, an emergency line.
I will whip yo.
That's why I said for sure. That's why
I will whip
it's on
you.
YouTube. It's on YouTube.
She's crazy. Yeah. But yeah, she needs to be in another house. Yeah, I know. And I told her to her face she's crazy. But I told Clemson, I said, I don't even speak to the troll. Nobody does. No. I don't speak to her. Yeah, nobody does it. Punch her on face though. Just beat her ass. It's not the reason.
Yeah, we going to jail. Yeah. But they know it's going to be because of her.
Like when white mothers go out and murder their kids and do whatever they do, like that's violent, or shoot up schools, we never call it white on white crime, you know what I mean? Like
they were saying that, I guess, through the clothing you could see, like, you know, nipple, I guess it was too tight, and then it was very, I guess it was uncomfortable for them and their kids. That was what was told to me. And
Like a lot of people?
I don't know if they...
But the board said that to you?
Yes, this is what I was told.
The duck's like, I can do it, I just need a month.
So Raina said, are you offended by the term anchor man? That's funny.
It was the overdose deaths of 85 heroin users in this county that got the FBI involved with county and local police on the current effort. The heroin has gotten so cheap and plentiful and potent, it's now a popular alternative to prescription drugs with deadly results.
I was one of those parents who thought it could never happen to us.
But it did happen. His son Justin died in his senior year at Yorktown High School, 2008, as the heroin scourge was gathering steam. Now today, it isn't just these alleged street dealers that are being locked up, but 15 alleged high-level suppliers. We're in Peekskill, Westchester County. Lou Young, CBS 2 News.
The 15 alleged high-level suppliers picked up today face potential sentences of life in prison if convicted at trial.
Will you please get back on your medication so you don't drive everybody crazy?
Yeah, and Tim, for a lot of Black people, the idea of the police is, quite frankly, intimidating, frightening. The idea of calling the cops on someone is sort of almost threatening, right? But for white Americans who are comfortable with the police, it seems like a problem. It seems like a solution to this person who shouldn't be here.
What's the answer to the question of when someone should call the cops?
So I wonder why there isn't some sort of legal prohibition against a nuisance call, calling the police for something that isn't a crime.
Right.
It's a really good idea. Although we have to admit, the nature of criminal prosecution is intentional acts, and an awful lot of what we're talking about is ingrained bias. It is prejudice that is breathed in and it just seems to express itself in these ways. But fundamentally, you are talking about a society in which there is an incredibly high level of suspicion and a willingness to subject someone who is other.
That's all you know how to do, you white people. Some of these police officers are our family and our friends, okay? It took some of them to help a person like me get clean and better myself, change my life around, because I was out here doing drugs and alcohol. Fuck that white bitch up, Nadia!
No, fucking wrong.
There's something in the ethics code about transactional disclosure.
We seized $1.2 million worth of 100% pure heroin.
And in case you're wondering, this is what $1 million of heroin looks like.
You don't put things on some forum or whatever. Okay. You go to the management company or the police. That is what you do.
This is why you get into the, maybe you'll start recording things too if you ever find yourself in my position.
Do we have to call the police again on you?
Well, you seem to be pretty convinced that everybody's picking on you.
I mind my own business.
There were some people in one of the buildings who you felt were ganging up on you.
You don't put things on some forum or whatever. Okay. You go to the management company or the police. That is what you do.
Yes, this is Reina Ortiz. My parents were like to share the world. She's had a mind. She will come to the meeting. I don't know if she has to go. I won't ring her bell because she will be.
You need to do something. Somebody needs to do something.
Do we have to call the police again on you?
I said, I will whip yo. That's why I said, I'm sure that's why I said, I will whip you. It's on YouTube. It's on YouTube. With what? With the knife? Yeah. With the knife? With the knife that you found in the hallway. With the bread knife? Take something and hit my door. Let me call the cops.
Having 12. Wait a minute, when my wife told you to take your camera and show it somewhere.
I did not show anybody that fucking letter, so you can take that video camera and shove it up your ass.
How did she see it then?
The letter under my door, talking about how
Wait, the mailman. Mailman goes by when you say letter. That's funny, right?
I don't know what the hell you're talking about.
Okay, so I shoved a note under your door.
You shoved a note under
What did the note
door.
say?
First of all, it was long
Do you still have the note? I would have kept it.
I think I do.
I had no problem. You don't have a problem. I'm fat too. I'm fat too. No, I'm fat.
Somebody called the post office.
So I asked Pam McNair to come.
Morning, get the fuck away from my door before I call the cops. I've been recording you all morning. Get the fuck away from my shit.
We gotta call
Because I've been recording you all fucking morning, so go ahead and do what you gotta do. Get the fuck away from my door.
Let's call him.
Simple as that.
You know why I didn't call the cops?
I don't give a fuck. You can't call the cops for shit. You're a crazy bitch. Get the fuck away from my door. Simple as that. There ain't shit to talk about. Get the fuck away from my door, you crazy bitch.
So why don't you come up, Pam, and bring your relatives with you?
We need another officer to the front door to help out. We need another. Why would you fuck that, man? Fuck y'all police, nigga. Y'all can suck hardback dick, nigga. Fuck out of here, police ass. So what, man? Fuck these Poughkeepsie police, man.
Oh, it's a costume.
She got a female that came out the house. What? She came out with her hands up?
Yeah. A girl came out with her hands.
That's a female. Fuck Tony. They about to run up in there. Oh shit, there they go.
It doesn't matter. Now you're dealing with me.
Motherfucker. And I know where you went to school. Could you remember my sister, your little special ed case?
Yeah.
Why haven't you contacted the police more recently?
Okay. You know what? This guy brings prostitutes to the house every day. Right? Is it affecting you? Right? Is it affecting you? How does it affect you, the prostitutes? Okay. All the things that you have problems crimes with, against you, probably not. Where the firemen park, all these things, ignore them for 30 days.
Where the firemen park? What are you talking about?
You can't call the cop for shit. You can't call the cop for shit. You can't call the cop for shit. You can't do anything.
This is a photo of one of the prostitutes parked in my parking space, and the board members fine me if I park anywhere else but my parking space. So that kind of shit was happening all the time. Where the firemen park? What are you talking about?
One of your videos I watched a couple of years ago was about when the firemen were up there for a fire call, and you started asking them, why do they have to park in these spaces and block these spaces?
That's not what it was. You misunderstood that.
I don't care. It doesn't matter.
But it does.
But it doesn't matter. No.
We're in Peekskill, Westchester County. Lou Young, CBS 2 News.
The 15 alleged high-level suppliers picked up today face potential sentences of life in prison if convicted at trial.
If they're harassing you all the time, why are you leaving notes outside the door? Why aren't you calling the police the way an adult would?
He said, I will kill her. I will kill her.
I listened to you, and I want you to listen to me for 1 minute.
I know, but the end of that was he said he would kill me. So that was the whole point.
This is what you should do in your life.
Because I'm trying to solve the situation where you acted like you wanted to fix it, and then you just called me a stupid whore.
Because you are.
I am?
You are.
I'm a
okay,
whore.
All right. No, you're not a whore. You're
Oh,
crazy.
okay.
You're crazy.
Okay, that's
You're
better.
Crazy. No, see,
how many times did you call the police on me?
Twice.
Because I still don't know. I have not done anything to you. I have been to the police station 5 times. I've met with the chief of police.
Wow.
I have been there.
You don't have any recording of my wife saying a word.
Are you doing laundry?
It's too late.
So am I in the way? Yeah, you are. I guess I know what this conversation is about.
You? Take my son in the house. I'm talking to Dolores.
All right, let's go inside.
She say something to my child, you know I'm gonna get her. I'm gonna go in the house and get her. Then I'm going to jail.
Go in the house, because I'm going to let kids get in my business. What you can do? I can do anything I want. Because her dog tried to bite me, so now I'm going to let her know you got to get rid of that mutt. Okay? That's what I want to know. Your dog got to go. And if your dog don't go, you go.
Why is that, Dolores?
That's all I want to let you know. Since you want to be all that. And let me tell you something. I don't need nobody to take care of me. Bitch, because I'm a single parent with 4 children. And don't you worry about me because you need to worry about your cats and dogs. They got to go. Good night.
Saying that you have something to do with the murder of your ex-girlfriend.
Oh, do we have to call the police again on you?
You asshole. Fuck you. You can kiss my ass, motherfucker. You're partying all fucking night. All night you're partying. All night you're partying. Here, right back and forth, all fucking night you're partying. Don't give me no bullshit. You're in and out all fucking night. No bullshit. Fuck you. Kiss my ass, asshole. What are you gonna fucking do with that? Fuck you. Because you're a fucking asshole, that's why. You're a fucking asshole. You have a problem with that, motherfucker? You're an asshole. Yes, yeah, fuck you.
There were some people in one of the buildings who you felt were ganging up on you.
I did not show anybody that fucking letter, so you can take that video camera and shove it up your ass.
How did she see it then?
I'm dealing with you. It's none of your business who showed it to me.
It's none of my business.
I saw it. You wrote it and I saw it. It doesn't matter. Now you're dealing with me.
That's having 12. Wait a minute, when my wife told you to take your camera and show it somewhere.
10 years of this.
You need to do something. Somebody needs to do something.
You go to the management company or the police. That is what you do.
Oh, do we have to call the police again on you?
Well, you seem to be pretty convinced that everybody's picking on you.
This woman took a pimp into the laundry room and told him I was filming them. Yeah.
To try to get me.
Okay,
just so you know.
To try to get me beat up.
Tell me, what exactly have I done to harass you for years?
It's all on YouTube. That's why.
Exactly,
So I
why?
don't have to talk about it.
But I'm still waiting for you to tell me exactly what I have done to harass you for years. Because I still don't know. I have not done anything to you.
This is Robin one night when I walked in on her and the pimp, and she was telling him that I'd been photographing him and his prostitutes coming and going from the building, hoping that he would beat me up.
You don't put things on some forum or whatever. Okay. You go to the management company or the police. That is what you do.
Like you wanted to fix it, and then you just called me a stupid whore.
Because you are.
I am?
You are.
I'm a
okay,
whore.
All right. No, you're not a whore. You're crazy.
Okay.
You're crazy.
Okay, that's
You're
better.
Crazy.
There's other things too, other allegations that they're making that none of us have any way to prove, but they're making them.
But
with Carol instigating these people to break down my door, pretending that my dog tried to bite them? Telling the police that I called you fat and having to be lectured by a cop like I'm a second grader because you were harassing me, have been.
But you still have
talking about catching my dog to check his rabies.
And that's the proof that she listens at people's conversations.
I mind my own business.
It was around January or February 2012, and I'd received something from the city clerk about my dog's tags and rabies needing to be updated. It was actually the tags, and to get the tags I needed to go to the vet, which cost money, so I had put it off for quite a while. And to hear Robin, and the letter had been left on the shelf, and it looked slightly opened, it had tape on it.
The board has a right. They don't make the fines. The people who run this complex make the fines. Okay? They are responsible for fining and not fining people. If they find that you're in violation, you get fined. If you have a problem with that, you take it up in small claims court with the building, not individual people who live in here. You might want to bring that up to them. Dan has asked Dan about the policy for dogs. Does it have to be wearing a tag or something? They have to provide because I know I looked it up today. I know it's a city law.
You don't put things on some forum or whatever. Okay. You go to the management company or the police. That is what you do.
How can I find you? I'm not on
Dates
the board.
and
I
times.
Have no
Robin,
Put blatant lies that damage someone's reputation. Flat out lies.
Bam! Bitch, don't you ever talk to a motherfucking pep like that, bitch. Disrespect a motherfucking man. Man, check your bitch.
And then, okay, so my health is directly related to this disrespect.
Because he called the authorities, he got his story in first. That's how you play these things, to try to get in as least trouble, the smallest amount of trouble possible.
Once the cops get here, they're gonna be like, oh, it's her again?
They bug you.
I haven't seen them in a week.
If they bug you, pull out your camera on your phone and record stuff. That way you have evidence. I told them the same thing.
Oh, do we have to call the police again on you?
We're here investigating because we have to, but do you know what I mean? There's much more critical things we need to be doing than mediating problems between adults who can't get along. Okay?
Exploiting people's fear and anxiety.
If two black people killed a police officer, they would instantly become heroes.
There have been frozen water bottles that have been thrown at police officers. There have been other type of debris, glass bottles, rocks that have been thrown at police officers.
I placed a phone call for my brother to get help, not for my brother to get lynched.
You shouldn't call me and my officers unless you want an armed response. Because while we get training in mental health, we get training in substance abuse, we get training in family planning, we are also trained in deadly force. If you don't want it, then don't call for it.
And no emotional capacity to withstand how uncomfortable the conversation is. And that means black people can't be their authentic selves with us.
Dirty po white bitch.
But what if you could just give us feedback on our inevitable and often unaware racist assumptions and behaviors? And I'll never forget this black man raising his hand and saying,
Bitch, don't you ever talk to a motherfucking pep like that, bitch. Disrespect a motherfucking man. Man, check your bitch before I stumble.
And you know, just take that in. I just want all the white people to just take that in.
You're a lying fucking bitch, and I'm gonna fuck you up. Hey, what's up?
20 people were picked up in Yorktown, Cortland, and Peekskill for allegedly feeding a network of heroin users.
Put the stick down. Bitch, I will shove that thing so far down your motherfucking throat. You are lying. I never sold anything out of my apartment, ever.
Oh, really?
Okay, no, I don't
Because
sell. I sell pussy.
Because I spent
I
the
sell
past.
pussy.
Black people can't be their authentic selves with us.
Listen.
Really? You know how I have to live with crap people doing that to me?
Crap. Are you serious? You sleep with your dog.
Hey, what's up?
You can just talk to the person.
Where's your leash? Where's your leash? Where's your leash? Where's your leash? Yeah. Good boy.
You can just talk to the person.
That we would receive the feedback with grace, reflect, and seek to change our behavior. That's how difficult we are.
Hey, what's up?
And we're hearing plenty of stories about everyday racism from the perspective of the Black experience.
Wow. That's how big a-holes we are.
We're not mad at you. We understand you're angry and upset. And we can see why you would want to burn something down, but we're asking you not to.
Glass bottles, rocks that have been thrown at police officers. Now, our stance has been measured. We have shown restraint.
We're going to make some big changes that affect all the little Jakes around this nation. So their parents can let their children go outside the door and not have to worry about police officers that might do them in or shoot them in the back.
Cannon Hinnant was playing with his two young sisters when police say a neighbor, Darius Sessoms, walked up to the boy and shot him in the head at close range.
Stick together, make some money.
We went into it one day when she said, I came up, she said, can I ask you a question? I said, no.
Right.
She said, I just want,
But she doesn't stop.
You're the primary instigator in this specific case.
What happened to me, and my therapy has been to basically never leave my home without a camera or a recording device of some kind, because just the shock, really, of the beating wasn't as severe as the shock of the indifference that I've been shown.
Just call me. I can show you how to do it. No, just ain't gonna do it. I'm gonna show you how to do it.
I understand you're upset about the letter. That as it may. You can't have this. I'm sure you understand that. I wish you understand. I'm not pointing fingers, but there's obviously a problem. Why is she a problem?
She fights for the whole building. The whole building. The whole building.
What would she do?
Because you need to worry about your cats and dogs. They got to go. Good night. You better know that, because I'm calling tomorrow about your dog almost biting my son. So you think I'm bullshitting?
When did that happen, Dolores?
That black crazy one that don't like you. I'm gonna get you. So don't ask Carol, don't ask Pam, don't ask nobody. Know that Dolores the one that did it.
Did what?
I'm just that crazy, because I know what I do.
What are you gonna do?
Girl, let me let you know what I'm gonna do. Your dog better not come nowhere near me when I'm in the hallway. Ever, or my children, because you will know.
What did my dog do, Dolores?
You'll find out, my sister.
Well, let me know so that I don't have a problem.
My white sister.